Finding land in Nimbus Maps Essentials is very straightforward. Simply type in the location that you know about, or the area that you're interested in, and then from that all of the red outlines of the freehold pieces of land that have been registered with the land registry. Now from that, and click on any of those, and obviously the left hand side panel, it shows us ownership information and the sizes of the sites that we're interested in, and so all of those are pre-measured for us. That allows us to kind of click around the map and understand exactly what we're interested in. So in my case I want, say, 0.75 acres, so in this case you can see it's a bit too small, but the site just up the road here appears to be much bigger, so 1.6 acres, just under. From that I can spin my map around, and I can see the sort of split screen view here, this sort of piece of land behind here that I'm kind of interested in. On the left hand side I can see who the owner of that is, I can see the rate says, so there's a hall on there, TS Sirius, Water Splash Lane Hayes, so kind of access around the side here into this particular title. But what I can then see further down is this section here on the constraints. I can see there's no listed building on the property, but what there is actually a flood risk and a problem with flooding on that particular title. So I can see here, if I click on this little link here, it'll take me through to gov.uk website, where I can see that actually a good chunk of that site's in flood zone 3 and then part of it in flood zone 2 as well. So redevelopment of that site could be challenging. This bit here might be okay, but obviously we need to kind of get that cleared with the EA before kind of moving forward with any kind of development plans on it. In addition, we then have the flood risk link, which is also very interesting because further down here, that first toggle shows that flood risk from rivers and seas, but the second one shows the surface water issues as well. So if there was kind of any of those on there that kind of needed dealing with as part of any development plans, any kind of attenuation that might be needed as part of those plans, then that's where it's going to highlight it to me there. Not only is the flood risk on this particular site, there's also then the environmental issues around ANOB's clear and woodland pastures are clear, but actually it partially intersects the green belt. So whilst here I'm looking at Hayes, which is obviously well within the M25, there is an issue around the green belt and how far that green belt cuts into London, and actually that green belt does sit across that title I've been looking at. So whilst that property looks interesting sort of size-wise, the constraints then kind of undermine that. But obviously when I was looking at the other particular title we were looking at with the pub just around the corner on this public house here on the corner, which was owned by Punch Partnerships, as you can see on the left hand side there, then actually that left hand side panel there is actually clear from those constraints that we were talking about. Very quick and very easy through Nimbus Maps Essentials.